Arizona, and the West Regional Final. The third-seeded Musketeers from Xavier against the top-seeded UCLA Bruins. Winner of this one will get the first of the Final Four spots and a trip to San Antonio for next weekend's encounter. Good afternoon, everybody. Vern Lundquist along with Bill Raftery. We welcome you to Phoenix. Xavier trying to get to the Final Four for the first time ever. UCLA trying to get there for the third time in as many years. A great contrast in the legacies of these two teams. But let's talk about the freshman, the youngster, Kevin Love of UCLA.
Well, Love brings a family happiness, and appropriately so. He does whatever they need for this basketball team. He's an outstanding reader of position. He ducks in, he can score around the rim, he can step outside. He's a great contributor defensively. He may not be an elevator man, he's always in the right place, but his passing, he brings wows. The fly pattern, whatever you need, he makes the play even in the half court.
Bill, everybody who follows this game around the country knows of Kevin Love, the freshman from Lake Oswego, Oregon, in a much quieter fashion. Josh Duncan of Memphis has put together an outstanding tournament.
His numbers, he has really stepped up. He's terrific at picking and popping, picking and sliding. He's always in the right spot to make this deep threat. I mean, he's an unusual guy who can move inside as well, complements his game. He's a very difficult matchup because of these two reasons. Solid contributor, and he can guard as well, Vern.
These are two outstanding teams. Xavier and UCLA. We expect a continuation of excitement here in Arizona. Oh, beautiful. Dagger! Oh, my! Wow! Oh, my!
That is all about Love.
Bruins going after their third consecutive spot in the Final Four. And Xavier trying to get there for the first time ever. These are not common opponents. What kind of a game do you expect?
You know, they're both excellent half-court defensive teams. Therefore, it's all about execution, being in the right spot and taking advantage.
Ben Howland is the coach at UCLA. Sean Miller, the head coach at Xavier. What kind of game do the coaches expect?
The key to the game for us is being able to hold some type of serve on the glass.
We're going to have to rebound. You know, they're so big and strong and physical. I really worry about them.
They do a great job defensive rebounding, and I don't think it's ever good to shoot one time and run back on defense.
They have a lot of pieces, a lot of depth. You know, they bring the shooter off the bench who can really stroke it. So they're a problem.
Sometimes you focus on guarding Kevin Love, but the best thing he does is offensive rebound. When you look at the number that he has.
He's played his best in the biggest games of the year, quote unquote. They're all big. So he's just continuing to be consistent with what he's done the entire season.
Our best chance of winning is to not make the game bigger than it is. It's to do the things that have made us a good team, and that is balance on offense, team defense, understanding that to have a chance we have to rebound, and if we do that, the longer the game goes, to me, the more advantage it is for us.
We'll introduce you to the starting lineups, and we'll have the tip from Phoenix right after this. Bruins and the Xavier Musketeers meeting for the right to head to San Antonio. Sean Miller, in his fourth season as the Xavier head coach. Starting lineup for the Musketeers: Drew Lavender, Stanley Burrell, and C.J. Anderson. And they are joined by Josh Duncan and Derek Brown. UCLA Bruins will start Westbrook and Collison in the backcourt. Josh Shipp, Kevin Love, and Luke Richard Mbah-a-Moute complete the starting five. Ben Howland giving last-minute instructions to his team. He is in his fifth season as the head coach at UCLA. That's what he thinks.
Well, Vern, we mentioned the defense, but when you think of it, Love is the most important guy on the one end. His decision-making in the half court, where he screens and pops, and you counter that with Duncan, the same thing. His job, screen and pop and make the deep one.
Tonight's game is being brought to you in HD TV by HP. And the officiating crew tonight, Ed Hightower, Gary Maxwell, and Jamie Lucky.
And both teams hoping they're lucky as they come out of the gate. Two, I think, even teams. Does the backcourt of UCLA respond? They have been struggling, and what does Ship do? And counter that with Lavender and Burrell. I think Burrell will end up on Collison. That should be an interesting matchup.
Love and Brown will tip. Hightower will throw it up. And it is controlled by UCLA.
And Vern Luckley's Xavier goes. Minute.
Burrell picks up Collison right away. Westbrook is guarded by the tiny Mike, Drew Lavender at 5'7".
Ooh, what a roadblock that was by Love. They will give Collison a lot of bumps. Nice string out. And now the rotation.
Mute with the feet inside. That's off Love. And it will be off of Xavier, rather. It'll be UCLA throwing it in. 10 on the shot clock.
And very similar in the way they handle the high ball screen. And they'll blitz it. They'll string it out. Open jumper.
Ship. Little runner. Finger roll not there. Tip. No good. Lavender for Xavier.
Now early in the year, Ship would have nailed that one. Dribbled himself into some problems. Nice interception.
Duncan. Here's Westbrook.
Woo! He is extraordinary. Not only in his read, but his ability to attack the 10. And that's just great defense. Set up by Love, preventing the turning of the corner by Duncan.
Burrell curls left side. This is Derek Brown guarded by Mute. Ship is on Anderson. Another rejection by Ship. Ben Howland's team's known for their defensive ability.
And they get a little nickel dimer by Love, and he's got to be careful away from the rim. But Vern, the ability to defend, so important on both sides. Here's the double, and look at that read from the baseline. Just terrific rotation and elevation at the end. Extraordinary.
C.J. Anderson will inbound, gets it in the hands of Lavender. There's the switch.
Nice.
Love comes out. Lavender gets his own rebound. Little blind pass left. Adjustment. No. Brown puts it up and through.
And that kid can attack the rim with the best of them. But it all started with the breakdown of the defense. Drew Lavender, he's quick, he's knowledgeable, and he hits that floater on that split of the high ball screen.
We have played 2 minutes. We're tied at 2.
Nice pass. A little gamble defensively. Amute with a terrific read.
Now Lavender across the timeline.
Now this is what both clubs like to run. They use their big man, and Love strings it out. They rotate in the back and zone up, and a recovery by Love.
Love back, kick out right side. Brown goes
what a
by
line.
Whoa!
How about that, Vern? And that's the disadvantage of Love having to come out on Brown. That switch in rotation, he ended up with a quicker guy who's got some dexterity with the bounce.
Shep, jumper. He had been mired in a terrible shooting slump until he emerged from that in the win the other night for Western Kentucky.
And Vern, you can just see the inability to seal that baseline. That's something Love's going to get better at. You just open them up, Olay, and put a little pressure on your interior D.
Ship.
There he is, locked and low.
Double from Brown. That leaves Ship open and one.
Nice dive. And that's what you have to do if you're UCLA. You know the big fella's going to get a lot of attention. He draws two. What do you do with it? You can't just count the house if you're a perimeter player. And Ship, this is very important, getting on the board. You noted that he struggled, not making that out shot, not shooting with confidence, and this time getting on and feeling a little more comfortable.
Ship with a three-point play. And UCLA with a three-point lead. C.J. Anderson guarded by Ship. Love floating underneath, and there's another basket.
I'll tell you what, the ability of Anderson on the bounce, you've got to prevent him. They had a double screen on the other side. He just took this guy one-on-one on an ISO.
Westbrook. Now Burrell on Westbrook.
Oh, they go too early, and you got to catch it. That's an assist to making. Luke Richard Amute. And he's just acknowledging terrific teammate Love. You're free.
Amute, excuse me, Bill. Have a heavily taped left ankle. He's been bothered by that. B.J. Raymond and Jason Love are on the floor now. Raymond, one of the heroes of that overtime victory the other night, number 11.
Nice play.
Oh my, how about that?
Well, they run that play beautifully. It's called their 7 play. It's a back screen for a 5'7" guy. I mean, and earlier, or yesterday, I asked Drew Lavender, here's this little play. Now, that's usually a lob. You know, Rush from Kansas, that'd be a lob up at the rim. I said, have they ever lobbed to you? He said, they throw me chest passes.
Yeah. He said, I point upstairs, but it never goes there.
They know better.
Needs a little Spud Webb, huh?
He wish he had his elevator shoes.
Lavender Spud Webb from a generation ago. Spud, one of the stars of that North Carolina State victory in '83. 3 on the shot clock. Burrell, wild shot.
Just didn't get rim.
15:55 remaining first half. NCAA player of the game from each team. One of their determination and outstanding play. Chevy makes a $1,000 contribution to each university's general scholarship fund. Chevy, an American Revolution. Inside game.
And Xavier just has a great confidence in their inside people. The ability to elevate is extraordinary. Jason Love strong around the rim. Brown as well. And Anderson able to take it to the rim. And they can put it on the floor. And we mentioned execution. If you can use the dribble drive to break up this solid D of UCLA, you can do a lot of damage.
Here's Kevin Love with the entry pass denied. I'm going to get this out of the way right away, okay? Jason Love is guarding Kevin Love. The floor is yours.
I'm not going to touch that till later, at the appropriate moment. Love is in the area, you might say.
That's enough. I knew you had one in your hip pocket.
And look at the target he happens to be. Kevin Love, that is. And I think you can step out with Jason Love and do some damage on that screen. And Burrell really pumped up before the game. He does not get the foul. Duncan gets it, but he has been solid early on Collison.
One of the factors in that win in overtime the other night was Duncan picked up his 4th foul with 12:49 to go in the game and did not foul out.
And that's all the yo-yo and the Miller. And this is something Amute has worked on, that medium range. He's tried to step out, but that's his distance, 16, 17 feet.
Now at the other end, there's Xavier. Dante Jackson is on the floor now. Sean Miller has gone to his bench. Jason Love, Burrell, guarded by Westbrook in the lane. Off the mark, Amute with a rebound. Quickly to Westbrook. Kevin Love trailing, top of the key. Has it, puts it on the floor. Kicks it to Collison.
And that's the one thing that concerned Burrell in looking at tape. The ability of Collison to shoot. You can't help on Love. Nice decision. What a big guy.
Now here's Love out to help again. Spin move, Duncan. He'll take the jumper just inside the free throw line and cans it.
He does have a game, doesn't he? Not a good outlet here. Very fortunate to get it back.
Back outside, Collison, Love, Westbrook, Amute, and Ship. Starting 5, still on the floor for UCLA. This is Duncan out on Amute.
Love is dangerous when he screens.
Jumper. UCLA 5 of 8 in the early going from the field. Here's Burrell. Duncan, spot up three. At the other end, Ship, feed, Love. He'll go to the free throw line.
Well, he got up and down the floor that time, Kevin Love. But Duncan gets the shot he wants. I mean, that's how dangerous they are. Both teams balance the floor beautifully. It's the trail guy, how you react, how you respond defensively. And the big guy just gets the puppies moving and so strong with the ball. You really got to go after those arms.
In the 3 games played thus far in the tournament, Kevin Love, 14 of 18 at the line. Watch exclusive video of Amen Corner Live, plus 15 and 16 live, and bonus coverage of the entire field with Masters Extra at cbssports.com/masterslive and masters.org. Love shoots one more. James Keefe, who had a splendid game, on the floor, and so also is Lorenzo Monterreal. So Love will get a blow. Monterreal and James Keefe. Keefe, with his first career double-double, he was brilliant the other night. 18 points, 12 rebounds.
And played with a lot of confidence. And Real on the floor, they're a better defensive team right now with him. He does a nice job blocking shots and picking up charges. Keefe on the show.
Lorenzo Monterreal, the only senior on this Bruin team. Now here's Dante Jackson. He's guarded by Westbrook. Collison goes for the steal.
Look at that.
Yeah, you just said it.
Great contributions on that end.
Westbrook, another attempted steal. Ball on the floor.
They got a chance here.
Lavender, spot up three, Raymond.
Does that look familiar? Wow. It's like that three-pointer at the end of the game. They knock those down when they're open. That's why I was surprised Duncan did not make that one earlier.
B.J. Raymond out of Toledo, Ohio. Those great threes the other night. Keefe held him. Yeah, intentional.
He pulled the shirt.
He got jersey.
There was no room between the grab and the shirt, so Jamie Luckey could spot it. But the instant reaction defensively, just a great play right there to give away. You need tearaways, and the officials might not catch on, but very active. And Ben realized anytime you turn it over that far from the basket, you're going to have some difficulties.
Derek Brown.
And again, they're all good free throw shooters. He's at 71.
How about that?
Well, look at this. This is something out. All the activity. Of course, the weather here has been beautiful. And a little like LA. That shouldn't bother him, right?
Are you suggesting it's not quite like Cincinnati?
No, it's a little more pleasant at this time of the year.
13 to go, first half. Keefe out. Here's Lavender in the corner. B.J. Raymond. Nice rebound by Collison. And Lavender will pick him up now. Duncan's on Monterreal. Dante Jackson and Westbrook.
And this is a nice play. They run a lot of down screens to get Collison the look. Pretty good reaction defensively. Here's the switch. He might take advantage of the inexperience here. He keeps his dribble alive, much like Lavender.
Gets the screen from Monterreal. Now back outside Ship. He'll drive it. Good defensive presence. Shot clock violation.
Well, as expected, though. Real smart, intelligent performance on the defensive end by both teams.
Sean Miller brings Raymond and Jackson back to the bench. Ben Howland brings Ship over to join him. So Lavender and Derek Brown, along with Josh Duncan, C.J. Anderson, and Burrell for Xavier.
There's a little diagonal screen they run. Tough shot. He loves that, though. He loves that floater. He says he tantalizes the big guys. Good cross.
Crossover. There's Mbamute.
And that's what makes him so tough. Like, he can be a point guard. Actually leads them in assists. Terrific find.
Keep guarding Duncan, and he's down low. He'll pop out periodically. This is Burrell. Anderson. Brown. Whoa.
A nice hustle here. Heads up play by Burrell.
Collison for UCLA. Collison. Duncan with the rebound. Xavier needs to find something offensively. They've missed 9 of their last 11.
This is their favorite play. Usually get Duncan the pop on an empty side. That time we overload.
Now in the hands of Burrell. C.J. Anderson, much of a driving force more than an outside pressure. And there you go. The putback is good.
And that's where the help comes off the dribble. You step over, all of a sudden it cleans the glass for Brown.
Cuts the margin to 3 as we near the midway point. Regional final out west. Foul call, so is time. We'll be right back. It was a #1 seed in '79. As a 1, they lost in the regional final. Same thing in '92, and then in '95 won the championship under Jim Herrick.
And of course, Ben from Santa Barbara in LA doesn't need any blockout. He never gets out in good weather. All about business. And
not a beach guy, huh?
Not much at all, but what a job he's done.
12 years as an assistant at UC Santa Barbara under Jerry Pym. There's the inbound pass, and Bahamute back to Westbrook, and Lavender's got him.
And Vern, I'm expecting Kevin Love to come out and do a little screening with Love on him, simply because they have not used that ball screen with him. Big disadvantage, I think.
Now Burrell on Ship. Lavender on Westbrook. Here's the screen.
Here it is. Now Kevin's got the mismatch.
Jumper off the mark. Westbrook was only 3 of 12 from the field in the win over Western Kentucky the other night. He had a double-double, 14 and 11, but he did not shoot the ball right.
If he hit the rim, Kevin Love's in perfect offensive position on that dive.
10 to go, first half. Lavender. Again, Love roaming out to help. Here's Jason Love. Ball on the floor.
That's what he does best. He gets that belly rub in there, puts the hands up big, and I think the winner is going to be the backcourt. How about Westbrook in the open floor? The ability to get himself in a post-up situation, and this is pretty good sign for the followers of the Bruins when Collison can make that deep shot, because he's so explosive going to the rim.
See the even distribution of scoring. We mentioned at the beginning of the day that Xavier is the team with 6 in double figures. Kevin Love off the iron into the hands of Burrell. Now Lavender. Drew Lavender from Columbus, Ohio. First 2 years at University of Oklahoma, starting guard for the Sooners. Transferred, sat out, now completing his career close to home. Love.
And right there, a little faulty recovery by Ship. He did not get over in time on the double.
Xavier within 1.
Double screen, and they continue. This is where Ship is great without the basketball.
P.J. Raymond guarding him now. Lavender goes for the steal. Doesn't get it, has to recover.
Kid's tough. The kid is tough. He takes advantage. Great blow-by speed. Of course, his parents, All-American track performers. He should have some blow-by ability.
Yes, they are. Were. 8:40 to go.
There's the slap back.
Bahamute for the Bruins. Now Lavender on Westbrook.
Both teams are executing, but they're not making shots. I mean, that was one of their slapback plays for Lavender. You saw Love with the pick to the empty side, and an offensive push-off discard by Westbrook.
Now take another look, Bill, at Collison.
Well, once you gamble, you're opening it up. You see Burrell, I think he was a little too pumped up in warm-ups, and you give an opportunity to get Collison's head in the game here. Made the jumper. Now he knows he can put it on the deck.
Yeah, Burrell, you're catching on, by the way. About an hour before the game, he came over to me and shook hands and said, "Onions!"
Well, he needs help. I thought he was a better student than that.
Duncan off to a slow start.
Just couldn't turn the corner. Bahamute solid.
Ship. Quick hands of Burrell, who was the Atlantic 10 Defensive Player of the Year. And he helped achieve that turnover. Now here's Burrell.
An empty side clear.
From behind, touch last by Burrell.
And a gamble by Westbrook, but he had others waiting.
7:38 to go, first half. Second line is of significance here. 7 of 21 for Xavier, 7 of 14 UCLA. Sean Miller in his 4th year as a head coach. He was an assistant to Thad Matta 2004 when Xavier got into its only other regional final. John Miller, his dad, longtime great coach at Blackhawk High School just outside of Pittsburgh. So we've got the son of a coach against the son of a preacher man.
Let's see if the prayers are answered on the one bench, huh? Because he worked his son so hard. John really got some great work habits out of Sean. He's transferred that to the Xavier team as well.
Collison, there's the mismatch. Duncan slow getting back, and Love gets the basket.
And both Duncan and Love only had 2 points, believe it or not, and so they've defended them extremely well.
5-point lead. Here's Derek Brown. Oh boy, what a cut. C.J. Anderson. Ship with a clean block.
Nice help. That's that little flex screen they like to run to get a player to the box, but terrific reaction. They don't give up on a play, UCLA. Remember, Westbrook got a hand in before we went to commercial. That time, Ship bailing his defender out.
The Bruins come in having won 13 in a row, albeit some of them recently have been real nail-biters. They blew a 21-point lead and were up by only 4 the other night. They were down 10 to Texas A&M last week. Up and under? No.
Just had to keep the dribble alive. He's so good at forcing the under the rim, Kevin Love.
Collison quick. Lavender. That's his second foul.
Wow. The ability of Duncan to move in and out is tough, but here you see you're by your man, but pushing you under the glass makes it a very difficult release, and that's how smart on that end of the floor Kevin Love happens to be.
Well, with 6:35 to go in the first half now, Drew Lavender sits with his second foul. Dante Jackson takes his place.
Keeps the dribble alive. Unfortunately, in that case, huh? We mentioned Dante Jackson when Lavender hurt that ankle about a month ago. He got a chance to play, and really, Sean felt it made them a better team. He's going to get a chance to show that right now.
Well, we expect he'll be on the floor for the last 6.5. Here's Burrell. Stanley Burrell out of Indianapolis. Oh, he was so excited about them accomplishing this. Not excited about that. Here's Duncan. Quickly, Westbrook out on him. And Westbrook with a great job of blocking out.
Absolutely, Burns. Solid.
Boy, oh boy. Great position for the rebound.
Nice split. And step in. Well, they got the charge on the discard. On the kick out.
Watch Westbrook again.
I'm with you, Vern. I just thought this was terrific. Just staying with his man and riding him out of the play. If he doesn't do that, it's an offensive rebound and a putback.
Alfred Aboya is going to come on now for Mba Amute. Wearing number 12. And B.J. Raymond's going to come on for Dante Jackson.
Well, you've got to know both teams. Nothing is going to come easily. So when you get an open floor opportunity, you must take advantage. You want to get them when you can, because the half-court D on both ends suffocating.
High screen Duncan. Burrell. Guarded by Collison.
And a nice duck in by Duncan.
Love. No, they got Aboya. 1-2 instead of 4-2. Coming up on AT&T at the half, Greg Clark and Seth will preview the Louisville, North Carolina East Regional Final. And they'll talk with Kansas head coach Bill Self and Russell Robinson. Plus, an AT&T Naismith Watch update. That's all coming up on AT&T at the half. Duncan.
Nice pump fake and now slip.
Brown, and there's Love defensively.
Nice cut.
Oh, boy.
How about that? Ship turned the runner in the wrong direction. He lost his guy totally in a nice feed.
Anderson has 6. Here's Ship.
Be careful with that off arm.
Yeah. UCLA with 4 turnovers its last 5 possessions. Little runner, no. Put back, yes.
See, he knows where to be. He reads the offside rebound as well as anybody I've seen in college basketball.
Now the switch. Burrell. Oh, wow. Oh, they're going to get a Boya.
Tough to call it twice. You know, they got it at one end. Ben howling over there on that particular play.
That's going to bring Keith back on. Boya will sit. Ship it is, not a Boya.
I guess that little move forward probably cost him, Vern. He got there. You've done your job. You got to stay still.
Now Boya's down. Duncan for 3. That's his shot.
It is. Nice kick out.
And he's 0 for 2 with that shot tonight. He had 26 points here on Thursday night. There's Love, high screen, the switch. Duncan kind of lost.
And, you know, Duncan could have picked the charge up.
Yeah.
But that's their favorite play, that little screen to the empty side. Now, Love can make the 3. That time he showed his ability with the bounce.
Largest lead of the first half. Brown, out of control. Outlet pass, 1-on-2. And that's a shot.
Out of control a little bit, Westbrook.
Burrell at the other end, over Love. Yes,
Smart play. Real smart.
timeout. Russell Westbrook is going to get a chat with Ben Howland.
The igniter. How about this outlet now? You just get down the floor, but now you got to make good decisions. This one drew the ire of Ben Howland. You're going 1-on-2. There's no reason you should keep going. You turn it the other way. They get an open look because of a bad shot, and of course you pay for it. And this guy is getting his money's worth.
Well, you know, you're quick. You get over there and then get back here all of a sudden. I like your chapeau there.
He was like the band leader. I don't know if I'd fit in the shirt, but
I don't think I've seen him on Sunset Boulevard. 3:50 to go. First half. Westbrook, Mbamute, Keith Love, and Collison.
favorite play here. Not a good lead.
No.
Not a good save either. It should be 5-on-4.
That's 9 turnovers for the Bruins in the first half. They average only 12 per game. There's another one.
Hold on.
Westbrook.
And a good defensive play. That took the crowd a little bit. The dunk would get everybody excited.
Only 5 Xavier turnovers. We mentioned that turnover factor because it became so significant in the second half in that game against Western Kentucky. Another foul.
Keith with that one, Vern.
Yes. 3:06 to go, first half. Bruins lead. It's impossible for an underdog to go the distance. Then again, they said it's impossible to get real Coke taste and 0 calories. Log on to mycokerewards.com and get lots of great NCAA gear.
Interesting. Duncan set to the line. Anderson was involved in that play too. Sean Miller would never do anything like that, would he?
Josh Duncan, now he has been an 85% free throw shooter throughout the year. He had only missed 1 in the tournament. And Xavier, a team that shoots 76% from the line, has missed its only 3 in this game.
And you know, Vern, you're right about that point. They're still hanging in this game despite that. And Love with a nice little curl screen. Xavier's just got to be a little more patient, just relax, slow it down a beat.
That was on Duncan. It's his second, and Mbamute goes to the line. Well, think about this. Xavier is 9 of 29, and yet they're only down by 6.
Well, there's so much at stake. You understand why they are pumped up. They're just hanging tough now at halftime becomes very important for Sean's guys.
Sean Miller played at Pittsburgh. Grew up in the Pittsburgh area. One of the great stars of the Pittsburgh teams in the mid-'80s.
Well, he came in with a class of Bobby Martin, Jason Matthews, Darrell Porter, I've been doing a lot of those games in those days, and they were terrific.
Lavender back on now, playing with 2 fouls. Duncan has 2 as well. This is Love guarding Love. Derek Brown. Nice pass. Whoa!
Well, they really empty his side. They overload and take advantage, and he can unload with the best of them. Stepping big time to the 10.
And cuts it to 5. Kevin Love. 8 points so far. 3 rebounds. He averages a double-double, Kevin Love. Oh, what a pass.
It's a nice block by Brown.
Clean block and a foul.
What a great reaction. Well, we talked about his long arms the other day. 7'4" wing. You think you got a deuce, but Love, just miraculous, I think, the passes he makes. And that is up big and close, and I think it was the right non-call.
Mbabute at the line. UCLA 34-3. Last loss February 10th at Washington. Unexpected. Lost at home to Texas. They actually lost 2 at home. They lost to Southern Cal at Poly this year. 34-3 against a 30-6 Xavier team. Here's Lavender.
And a nice shot that time. He didn't go to the rim. He stepped back.
Nice pass, yes. How about the block from Kevin Love on Jason Love?
They do not give up on a play, Vern.
Love hustles, gets down, Ship for 3.
And look at the rebound. And that's what you want in transition. Easy basket. Sean Miller sees a little slippage. They don't stop defensively. You think you've beaten them. They understand where to be. And Ship does not knock it down, but the hustle. Mbabute.
Luke Richard Mbabute has been bothered by an ankle, missed a couple of games. Hasn't been himself, but tonight he is.
Well, he has really stepped up and attacked the rim with the incredible effort at the end of a sequence by UCLA has given him this lead.
He's made the last 5 points for the Bruins. Largest lead for UCLA in this one. Burrell.
Nice. Oh, yeah. What a great setup out of the timeout. Sean. I'm not so sure his dad, John, taught him that one. Oh, what a nice little wrinkle. They didn't do that at Black Hawk High School.
Collison back outside. Burrell slipped. Now gets back. Less than a minute to go.
The offensive foul on the screen. This is just terrific. The understanding of how to pit people and the read. And look at the little loft and that little jump. Everybody gets excited at that time. Burrell enjoyed the pass as much as they did the strong attack of the 10. And when you come out of a timeout, you'll love to get your guys invigorated, involved in the game, stepping into it, and just a terrific look.
56.4 remaining. Lavender. B.J. Raymond is on. He's perched over in the left corner. C.J. Anderson.
This is his game, the bounce.
Leans into Keefe. Rebound. Westbrook. About 1 second difference. Shot clock, game clock.
And they'll go late, and usually it's that high ball screen. And Love can make that three-pointer. If he's not involved in the ball screen, he'll stay wide for penetration. They should not let Collison get it back. That could be a mistake.
5. Collison and Burrell.
Shouldn't let him get it back.
That's the end of the first half, 33-24. We'll get you to Greg with AT&T in the half. After this message and a word from your local station. Game box score powered by CBS College Sport Network, the 24-hour college sports channel from CBS Sports. CBS Sports coverage of the NCAA basketball tournament will continue after this message and a word from your local station. Xavier trails UCLA by 9 at the break. We get set for the start of the second half. Vern Lindquist, Bill Raftery here as UCLA tries to get back to the Final Four for the third consecutive year. They've gotten a big contribution out of Luke Richard Mbah-a-Moute.
I can relate to him. I'm a second banana. He's a second banana when you think of it. And when you play with Kevin Love, good things are going to happen. He attracts people. And Mbah-a-Moute has really worked at that jump shot, but his activity running the floor for follows and tips and being in the right place are terrific.
Take a look at the Xavier shot chart. These are shots from Josh Duncan and Drew Lavender.
And 1 for 8. They averaged 23 points combined. Other than Justin Love's contribution, they need these two guys to step up. Maybe they'll be a little more relaxed. They'll be able to create turnovers and score off them. 10 UCLA turnovers, they've only gotten 2 points off them. So I look for Duncan to step up big time. That's what you want from your experienced players.
Look at that, 2 points off the 10 turnovers, the point he just made. And Duncan limited to 2 points, 1 rebound in the first half. This is a young man, the 6th man of the year in the Atlantic 10, and he had been brilliant in the first 3 games of the NCAA tournament.
And I'm sure Sean Moore said, hey guys, let's be tougher with the ball. We've done a nice job. UCLA has not given up on a play. They've stripped them. They've blocked some shots from the rear. Be a little tougher.
Lavender picked up immediately by Collison. Now the high screen set by Duncan. There's the switch with Love. Think they worked on that?
I would say, and then the back they zone up. I would attack right here. Tough shot.
There you are.
Not too bad with the jump hook. Love with the body, the belly rub.
Positive start for Xavier. They receive applause from their head coach, Sean Miller.
Win down series and a lock blow for Love.
Mbah-a-Moute looks inside. Love and Duncan.
How would you like to wrestle either one of those guys? Oh, 2 big bodies, but Love lets the ball in too easily here, and now he's at a disadvantage, but you notice how he gets underneath and then elevates the arms and eliminates the officials, and it's a terrific play and a tough shot, and maybe it will get Duncan into the game.
Except that Duncan has now picked up his 3rd foul. Remember, he had 4 at the 12:49 mark in their overtime win the other night, and let's see, yes, Jason Love is going to make an appearance, and he will replace Josh Duncan. So
he's reluctant to go out, so he wants to play through it. Smart move, though. And they'll yo-yo him like they did the other night. They'll spot him on the offense on occasion, get him out on the defensive end. I think he's a mature teenager.
He's 19 years old, and you watch him play, and then you sit down and talk with him. And I mean, it's amazing.
Nice little
How
run.
about that?
A little kiss, and he's hobbling just a little bit going back. Off of that big ankle.
He sure is. Favoring that ankle that hampered him for most of the month of February. And he's looking over at the bench.
Yeah, he's looking for help.
He sure did, yep. He looked right over at Sean Miller.
Nice.
Collison. Lavender goes for the steal, not there. Chip.
Now Westbrook should take advantage of Lavender, I think. Size-wise, you can get a good look, and also with the ankle problem.
B.J. Raymond getting ready to check in now for Xavier. Here's Mbah-a-Moute. And Love is fouled.
Always in the right spot, that weak side rebound, and Lavender, who's got jet spurn and the ability to throw a floater. He just has so many gears. A little kiss in downtown Phoenix. And hobbling back.
Brown is out. Lavender's still on the floor. And the inbound pass goes to Josh Shipp. Westbrook guarded by Burrell. Now the switch. Collison.
There's a pin down with a double. And Shipp Got to be ready to shoot a nice penetration. And how about the dish? Oh, attacking with less than affection, Mr. Love.
8-point game, 18:09 to go. Lavender. Love out. Love says, the other Love, Jason Love, says come to the left. There's a little runner. And how about that save? The block and the save. Kevin Love 3-on-2.
Numbers.
Collison.
The split and Reed, and Sean Miller wants a timeout. Got to be ready to look at Collison.
First double-digit lead of the ball game.
Well, impressive play right now. Forcing the timeout. A little smooch worked earlier, not this time, as Love tenderly saves it. And how about this explosion to the tin? Collison has arrived.
March Madness Central, powered by the first ever Pontiac G8. Here's your home for live look-ins, in-game highlights, and more throughout the tournament. Check it out only on the CBS College Sports Network. Lavender on the floor. Josh Duncan getting ready to come back on after that brief rest. He will be appearing back on the court with 3 fouls.
And Sean Miller runs a nice little play to get to the box, but again, collectively,
3-on-2. Josh Shipp. Westbrook. Ouch.
Hopefully he's okay.
Dante Jackson. Westbrook. Offensive fouls. Second on Westbrook.
Now, Bernie, you know what's frustrating? Sean Miller, out of timeouts, has run some terrific things. We had the alley-oop, if you recall. That time they get it to the block. Nice position, but gathering there, all the white shirts, they negate the opportunity to get a run out.
That was Josh Shipp defending, and he got the 6th UCLA block of the game. Lavender, Duncan back out. Kicked.
And going the other way.
Yep, UCLA ball. Kevin Love, latest in a long group of outstanding big men here at UCLA. And inevitably wondering of whether this will be his last year. Will he be one and done? Those of us who love this game hope not. But this part of the game. Oh,
nice
Duncan.
hands.
Yeah.
Made himself bigger, and they got numbers if they want it.
Lavender, Duncan for 3.
That is big. He's got to make that. That's his game. Steps, never got a grab. And Duncan a little frustrated. He just applauds Lavender with a little slap. That's what they need, that early offense. Some explosion, get a little life going.
Duncan's a 42% three-point shooter, and he's really struggled from out there today. So Lavender will inbound. The foul was on Mba Mute.
And the back screen lobs, and they do a nice job defending Brown.
Here's Brown.
Nice play.
Westbrook in the passing lane. He's got such quickness.
He reads. He's a step ahead. He's on the second chapter. You're just in the index. I mean, that's the second time we've seen that. He's got this thing. He's going on a full run to step in, and this is where he is magnificent, the open floor. He can explode. He can elevate. And he's got the presence to be calm and finish the play.
Dante Jackson with the foul. Now C.J. Anderson is out. Jason Love is on for Xavier.
Taking over as the point guy really enhanced his ability, I think. A little Collison injury, stepped up, ran the team.
Love tips it, has it, gets it outside. Collison.
Dagger! That's big. The big body on the kick out. Good one there. Usually so intelligent. I think that's fatigue, by the way. He is not tired when it comes to rebounding. Just see his ability to shove you under the backboard. We saw it on the drive. He knows where the bodies are. Discards it. And the immediate step up by Collison, who is on his game early.
Second foul on Kevin Love. A 9-0 run by UCLA. Has propelled them to a 15-point lead.
They're trying to go empty side with Duncan. Now the switch in the back by Love. So they are so organized defensively. That's not his game. He's a jump shooter, you know. Force him to put it on the deck.
Love with another rebound. UCLA surging now.
And notice Raymond hasn't got many catch-and-shoot situations. That time they forced him to put it on the deck.
There's Love with the screen, the pick and roll. Comes back, sets another. Slides inside. Calls for the ball. He's got it. Hello.
How about the left kiss? Just knowing where to go.
He's amphibious after all.
They would say that in the old days. He can finish with either hand, but feet in the right spot. The wide body, the gather, a little smooch in Phoenix. It's hot.
Watch Davidson against Kansas and the marvelous Stephen Curry tomorrow. Kevin Love taking center stage here, the 6'10 freshman out of Lake Oswego, Oregon. He was asked by the media yesterday if he had ever met Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or Bill Walton, two pretty good big men in UCLA history. He said, I have never met Mr. Jabbar. He said, I did have a 1-hour phone conversation with Mr. Walton. He said, after the hellos, I listened for 59 minutes.
The king of verbosity.
That would be the Mr. Walton we know.
It's horrible, Vern, and there's Mom and Dad. What a job they've done. And we were so impressed with his conversation, the way he dealt with situations, handled all this, I guess, notoriety with
right.
Great aplomb.
And UCLA 45-28. This may be an insurmountable deficit for these Musketeers of Xavier. Here's Duncan, turn around, Love with another rebound.
And he is really frustrated. Duncan, they were in a nice play to get him to the box. Rattler, and just got to relax, and Love just putting his imprint on this game.
11 unanswered now. He thought about it, but Duncan's out on him.
Nice little fade.
Now he'll take it.
How about this? What else you need? Oh! Well, the preacher's kid on the sideline doesn't need a whole lot of prayers with this guy. A little foul on the drive, and Burrell with a nice job.
Time has been called, 14:36. I'm going to borrow a Raftery line. It's a love fest. We'll go to the victor. It appears to be all UCLA at this point. They have dominated a 13-0 run since Xavier got within 34-28.
And it seems Xavier, whenever they run something nicely, get it to the box, they're unable to convert. And Burrell, with the use of the bounce, gets an opportunity here. And asking Sean Miller today about, do you press, knowing that Western Kentucky, terrific, getting after opponents. He said, we have a comeback defense in our hip pocket. I think he's going to have to start thinking about it.
Well, Western Kentucky did press, and they carved a 21-point halftime deficit down to 4. But, boy, there are no signs of anything like that happening here in this ball game.
Now, there's plenty of time. It's just a matter of being solid in the half, forcing some tough shots, and that's a good start.
Jason Love outbattles Kevin Love for the rebound. Lavender.
Nice split and discard.
Duncan.
Again, just to pull the string a little bit.
Knocked out of bounds. That's Love's third.
Yeah, they got him underneath. Well, it's all about the defense, Vern, and they've just been magnificent. I mean, they read things, they help one another out, they strip from the rear, they never give up on a play, and just turn your mistakes into a positive move forward.
Well, look at the season average now. This is the 4th lowest in UCLA history. Tonight, Xavier with 29. In their 3 victories now, they allowed Mississippi Valley State only 29. And then Texas A&M was in the 50s. Kevin Love will get a rest, having picked up his 3rd personal foul.
And when you think of the defense, back in his days at Northern Arizona, Ben Howland was known more as an offensive guy, you know, let it run and shoot, little woo-woo, and then he went to Steeltown and really carved his reputation, I think, as a solid on-ball guy. Half-court defense caused some problems for you.
Duncan ready to reappear with B.J. Raymond for Xavier next. Dead ball. Lorenzo Monterreal sets the screen. 3 on the shot clock.
You could feel it. You knew he wasn't going to give you a back-to-back mediocre performance. This kid is one of the premier point guards in the country, and Ben, with another timeout, he doesn't like any slippage. Get the puppies together. Nylon by the point guard.
For the Pontiac game-changing performance of the tournament at Pontiac.com/NCAA, where you can also enter for a chance to win a Pontiac G8 and a trip for 8 to this year's Final Four.
And Duncan on the floor. They got to get him involved in the pick and pop now. Real's on him, not as mobile, obviously.
James Keefe is also back on the floor for the Bruins.
Nice.
Duncan. Stanley Burrell. Screen by Duncan.
And Real just didn't get there in time, but always anticipating. They help their teammate. There's a trust factor with this defensive team. Just solid understanding. Coming all the way down, just didn't quite get there, but you realize when you're guarding people, you can do your job on the perimeter because you've got your buddies in the rear.
That's another UCLA foul, and that will be number 7, team foul. So we'll go 1-1 from now to the end of the game. And Burrell will go to the line. Stanley Burrell, Atlantic 10 Defensive Player of the Year, a young man who contributes in so many ways. And this Xavier team, A, they've not gotten to the line much tonight. This is only their 8th attempt. And B, they haven't hit them when they've gotten there. They're 3 of 8.
And rebounding, something that was a big concern for Sean Miller, exists first half, down by 4.
Dante Jackson is back on now, replacing B.J. Raymond. 13:07 to go in this one. This UCLA team with 34 wins and 3 defeats. 3 years in a row now they have won 30 or more. The only other teams that have done that, Kentucky under Adolph Rupp in the 40s, Kentucky in the 90s, Memphis under John Calipari, and Ben Howland's UCLA team.
Well, Memphis looks very good. And don't forget the slippage against Western Kentucky. Here's a mental mistake on the inbounds. That
Lavender,
lavender blue for Xavier. Western Kentucky let them back in. Now they've extended the floor and almost a discard there with the left arm by Collison.
Monterreal with the screen, trap outside the ship. Reach around from Lavender, back into Collison's hands. Burrell energized now, out on him. Six on the shot clock.
It's got to be a perimeter game now. They just don't have to look at the pick by Monterreal.
Well, Ship throws up a prayer. He hit one of those the other night. Here comes Xavier. Lavender, Burrell. Gets it in the corner. Dante Jackson.
Oh, that was big. Oh, that's an eye-opener, that one.
Collison. 12 minutes to go.
Now, you don't want to guess. See, now that's not a good foul unless you want to come out. Oh.
That's 3 on Lavender. Time call. Had a little activity here yesterday. We would ask you to circle May 7th for CSI New York when Bill Raftery co-stars with Gary Sinise.
Oh, thank you. Well, you know, I was a chemistry major.
Were you
I wanted
now?
to be a chemist.
Right.
I used to mix drinks in my undergraduate days. But a pathologist I'm not, a criminologist I'm not. But that was a lot of fun, Vern.
Yes, it was. Here's Lorenzo Monterreal.
Now, he makes that in practice. You can just see he was on the floor running to the rim on the release. He just is not confident. He's got the hands in here, and that's a tough matchup for him. I love dunking away from the rim with Real on him.
That's a second foul. That's 8 UCLA fouls, so Duncan back at the line. Foul trouble so far. Duncan and Lavender with 3 each. Love sat down with 14:36 to go, his third. Duncan. Outstanding free throw. Here's Kevin Love and Collison both getting ready to reappear.
Well, that's a tough combo, huh?
Here's a little anomaly for you. We've only got 11:35 to go. UCLA starters have scored every point They've registered 51.
O'Keefe is disappointed them then. What do you think of his double-double? Because no one expected that.
Duncan gets 2. And now Sean Miller will go yo-yo with him.
Yep, he does a great job with that. Did it the other day. And, you know, even those free throws, maybe Duncan's head gets in the game. Here's the pressure in the hip pocket. Okay, we have a way to get back in the game, and this is it. Man-to-man and a run and jump.
9-3 Xavier run. Gets across the timeline. Here's Westbrook.
Look at this penetration. But that's the value of having 2 point guard mentalities. This is an old-time backcourt. They can do everything. In the old days, they didn't number the 1 guard and the 2 guard. You were just a basketball player.
Right.
And just in here, just this little head and shoulder fake sets him. Look at that hockey move. It's not Gretzky, but goodness, as electrifying as he was in his LA King days.
Could be Sidney Crosby.
Not bad.
Westbrook at the line. Duncan back on, so is Lavender. Lavender got a little bit of a break, and both of them come on the floor with 3 fouls. Westbrook with 1 more. Keefe getting ready to come back for the Bruins. 2-guard combo UCLA. I'm dating myself, but I'm thinking Walt Hazard, Goodrich, guys like that.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Well, they had a great run. Warren before that.
Right.
And of course, John Wooden, those great teams. And as you noted the other day, happy to hear he's in good health, returning home.
Anderson, yes.
And attacking the rim. And that is his. He goes for the numbers, Anderson. Doesn't he? Right at the chest of the opponent.
And the full court pressure continues to be applied by Xavier now, trying to get back in this one with 11 to go.
Well, not a good foul, but Burrell got away with it.
He did. Westbrook tipped by Burrell into the hands of Lavender.
And watch the other side. They had Duncan wide. They miss him.
Yes, Keefe did a good job of getting back. But now
they call timeout Lavender. He knew his buddy was stuck. Heady play. Terrific.
Time call, 10:45 to go. Thursday at 8/7 Central on CBS.
And if Xavier's going to have to survive, they're going to have to make good decisions. They had Duncan cross court. They didn't get it to him. They went to Burrell, who's a terrific player. That's not the point. But you got the guy that can really make the 3 and get your defense set.
B.J. Raymond will inbound now for the Musketeers. Trying to get to the Final Four. We mentioned this first time ever. They began playing basketball not as far back as a lot of schools. 1919 was their first year. And they have made it to this spot once. That was 2004. Lost to Duke by 3 points. Burrell. 10.5 to go. Burrell jumper.
How about that step back? And Westbrook Loman, they got a 2 on the look at the leak out because unbelievable. He challenged the shot and kept going. What a great read by
Kevin Love. Yeah, we've talked about this now for a week. But you go back to Wes Unseld, I think, to find an outlet passer like him.
And in traffic, Lavender, that is extraordinary a release as Love, but great penetration and fine.
Take another look, Bill.
Well, we saw this earlier today. It's a repeat. Faulty defense, Westbrook.
Or home for
folks, look at the flick of the wrist. And nothing but a little nylon. Cotton swab, and then the perfunctory bow to the audience.
We talked with him yesterday. He said he's actually made about 3 from 95 feet.
He's been doing it for years.
His dad taught him how to do it. His dad taught him how to do it. 9:50 to go.
Dads take all the credit.
Chip looks inside. Collison.
Well, Burrell can really rag a guy.
Chip.
Automatic switching on the perimeter. Nice.
3 on the shot clock. Chip. No. Oh, dear.
That's a good call. He slid while the player was in the air. And it was under the rim as well. Chip reluctant to take that jumper, isn't he?
Yeah.
And once in a while getting a little too deep. It's very fortunate. Now watch this move. See, I think he was still moving. It wasn't set once he leaves his feet. Of course, the rest of, look at the agony and anguish.
Burrell.
Stanley Oh, he exudes so much great feelings for this game.
Josh Shipp, we've mentioned this and don't want to harp on it, but this prolonged shooting slump, he actually went scoreless game before last for the first time in 94 games. Particularly the mid-range jumper had deserted him. Now, he got it back yesterday, and he cammed a couple of critical threes 2 days ago. But he does have a reluctance.
He's not just himself, but his teammates really hanging in with him, reinforcing him.
14-point margin with 9:20 to go.
And nice little play here. The flare for Duncan. And again, they get out and challenged by Shipp.
Back to Duncan. Lavender.
Run down the long ones. Great job, and it's
tipped by Duncan. Lavender will force it. Takes it all the way. Little floater. That's the kind of night it's been.
And that's his game. In that lane, that little teardrop. Looks the bigs in the eyes and challenges.
Now Burrell guarding Collison. Love comes out.
And they redo it, reset. That's what the patience UCLA has. Here's your problem in traffic.
Westbrook.
Now you get in the lane like that. Everybody's head turned, it spins. And right away, the quick timeout by Ben. Boy, you're successfully calls timeout. What did Westbrook do wrong on that one, Benjamin? Well, everybody likes a little Benjamin in their hands. Why not?
I think it's going to be a terrific matchup from Charlotte next. North Carolina against Louisville. Cardinals playing so well, and North Carolina having a season-long period of excellence. That'll be the second game tonight. And Kansas Davidson play late tomorrow. Texas and Memphis early tomorrow.
And you're right about that game at Louisville, North Carolina. Of course, you'll see a lot of zone, and Carolina's great at getting it inside. Speaking of inside, going to Anderson on that little button hook, snap hook back to the box. Nice entry by Burrell.
C.J. Anderson started his career at Manhattan. Played for the Jaspers and then transferred at the line. 17-point game, 8:20 to go. One more.
And the big thing in making these free throws now is the changing defense. Gives Sean a little something in his pocket.
Dante Jackson will replace Lavender for the moment.
Got a little more size and maybe a little more pressure on the ball. We noted that ankle injury earlier. Lavender maybe not as explosive as normal.
Successful twice this trip to the free throw line. Next foul by UCLA will put Xavier on the line with a double bonus for the remaining 8 minutes or whatever is left. Here's Collison. Now Westbrook. Burrell. Love is being fronted by Xavier. Now,
how about this?
Mamute.
Pretty. And you know, Shipp led him to the basket. He should have kept going. Once he caught it, the great penetration, the big wide shoulders and completion.
UCLA had 3 men with double-doubles in their win against Western Kentucky. Now Mamute has a double-double, 11 points and 10 rebounds.
And they got some weapons. You may not read a lot about them other than Love and Collison, but the others, when they play, this is an entirely different team.
Back to a 17-point edge. Here's Love.
Nice screen in by Love.
Shipp. Love for 3. He's hit it on earlier.
Just space out and knock him down.
I just happened to look up in the stands. His dad's going nuts. That is such a great thing to see. Stan Love was leading the cheer.
And once his son got away with the little belly rub, but he does get excited. But the deployment.
16 points off turnovers. Xavier only 5. Kevin Love has had a big second half. His dad Stan, of course, and his mom Karen in the stands. Father played with Wes Unseld of Baltimore, named Kevin Wesley. And his uncle Mike, of course, one of the original members of the Beach Boys. They played the other night. He wasn't here. They were playing. The Beach Boys were with the Jacksonville, Florida Symphony. Somebody asked Kevin, do you talk to your uncle? He said about once a week. said, what do you talk about? He said, I just try and get a good vibration.
He's pretty clever. And of course, a proud dad. We mentioned what a great job they've done with him, both on and off the floor. Here, ready for the pressure, then applauding, and rightfully so.
Chip passes on the shot.
Yeah, that one I can understand.
Okay.
Though. You know what I mean?
Because Duncan was coming out.
Timing clock, too.
All right.
You know, 22 seconds left. Why give the quick jack? The press works if you take that quick jumper. Now watch for Love now being a passing wizard.
Westbrook.
And I say that because of the zone.
Collison. Mbamute, no. Love, look at him battle.
You know, it's not so much the jump, it's the area he carves with those big shoulders.
Shoulders?
Well, he just gets in position to dominate. Carves out area. There's a little elevation. The switch to the left. Whatever you need. Drift, wide out, convert with that deep one. Just a tough matchup when you think of it.
I thought he was using a lower part of the anatomy.
Well, he uses both. The belly bump and also the shoulders to just get people out of the area. And he just got this guarded too.
Sure did. Duncan. Kevin Love with 19 and 10 now, 19 points, 10 rebounds. There are 21 players in Division I who are averaging a double-double.
Nice read.
BJ Raymond. Whoa.
I think he can't get the timeout anymore. That's the old rule, that Jason Kidd rule.
21, only 2 freshmen are averaging double-doubles.
I think I know the other one.
Kevin Love and Michael Beasley
Beasley
from Kansas State.
And Vern, this matchup here, this 1-2-2, the middle is very open, either with the drive or the flash.
There's the entry pass. Nice dish underneath.
Well, hello. They got it going right now. Decimating, playing as well as I've seen them the last 5 or 6 games on tape. And a little scrape. The Prince with a little scrape. But once you get in that middle lane, all the heads turn. You can't get help from the back. And if you're the point guy, as Lavender is, you've got to be down there trying to scrape on the dribble.
One more. Duncan out. Derek Brown is in.
And this young guy's going to be a terrific player, Jason Love. We saw him do some really good things, strong in that inside position. Gives him a different look than Duncan does. Oh, a little nickel dime stuff between Lavender and Collison.
Sure was.
They weren't exchanging addresses.
Here's Ship. High screen set by Love. They'll try it again. Collison back to Love. 4-3. Chased down by B.J. Raymond. Under 5 to go. Left end. Yep. Love hits the deck. UCLA has the ball with 4:37 to go.
Back to the man after those couple of mishaps with the zone by Xavier.
Collison out. 4:20 remaining. UCLA in a bid for its 3rd consecutive berth in the Final Four. Little runner, yes.
How about that? Little smoocheroo. Collison, his head was in the game from the get-go. You got the feeling, didn't you, yesterday, that he was going to come prepared. He thought he let his teammates down a little bit.
Well, you know, he said he didn't play well in that first game here on Thursday night. That was acknowledged by his coach. Ben Howland said he will play better against Xavier. 3:57. The top-rated dramas on television are back and all new on CBS. Don't miss their return all this week, right here on CBS. 3:57 to go in this one. 9-point UCLA lead at the half. They jumped it up into the mid-20s, and they have been in control for the most part in this second half of the game.
And Vernon, in that first half, you had mentioned they were in contact weren't making shots. They really had their opportunities, and that slippage has cost them. UCLA now playing excellent basketball.
Derek Brown. Well, this Xavier team has reached this spot, led by 3 outstanding seniors: Drew Lavender, Stanley Burrell, Josh Duncan, hopeful of extending their career by at least one more game. It appears it's not going to happen. 3:40 to go.
And doing some things now, a little half-court trap there. Ben knows you're just going to run it down as low as they can unless they're real good. Now, this would really help him psychologically, don't you think?
Fresh 35. Mbamute is fouled.
You've got to get the rebound. You forced the jump shot. And he has been terrific all game.
Well, nice to see something like this, huh?
Yeah, rightfully so. They've had a great run, great career. This is a rich tradition program at this point. I mean, they have been so consistent from the Pete Gillen days. And of course, we mentioned Skip Prosser the other day, a late great gentleman. And ended up coaching at Wake Forest and an untimely death.
Thad Matta was Sean Miller's predecessor at Xavier, now the head man at Ohio State. And Mbamute shoots one more. That looked ugly.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty.
3:20 remaining.
Look at the hands. Now, that was an open pass to the baseline to Brown, but no ball faking, making yourself taller.
Collison and Lavender doing battle. This is Westbrook. Trap. Westbrook gets it back outside to Collison. Under 3 to go.
Now, you know where everybody is, so when you turn the corner, you got a spread. You got corner, filled, and opposite the guard.
5 on the shot clock. Westbrook backs up, takes it. And with 2:38, Lavender has it. Here's Burrell. The dish out of bounds. No, save. Duncan, jumper. Finally.
That a baby. Hanging in. And no hurry by UCLA.
There's the trap again, and they'll get it in the corner.
Pretty.
Touch pass.
That's great basketball. When you gamble against a team this talented, you're generally going to pay for it. That was excellent execution.
Mbamute with a double-double. He's 13 of 13. Sean Miller is going to send 3 fresh players onto the court.
It's always
the corner, Duncan.
It's always the way it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Early in the game, unfortunately, he couldn't convert one. I think he's got a future, though, Vern. His ability to shoot at that size.
Back outside with 1:42 to go. Both times they've been to the Final Four in the last 2 years. This UCLA team lost to Florida. And a foul by Lavender. And our Chevrolet players of the game. Derek Brown with 13 points on 6 of 8 for Xavier. Kevin Love 19 and 10 for UCLA. Drew Lavender's career has come to a close.
And this team has nothing to be embarrassed about. They just did a great job as they got into the tournament. The spirit they exhibited. Played with a lot of dignity, a lot of style. Represented their university and their families in a terrific fashion.
Hats off to you, Stanley Burrell. Hats off to you, Josh Duncan, Drew Lavender, and the Musketeers of Xavier.
And Vern, you know what I noticed? The UCLA fans behind the bench acknowledging them too. So knowledgeable people. And there's a kid, we spoke to him yesterday. He's got a lot of juice and life and trying to leave it all out there as a performer.
In the remarkable history of UCLA, as Burrell continues to acknowledge his teammates and coaches, they are going back to the Final Four for the 18th time. 3 in a row. Last time that happened,
Who was there?
Coach Wooden.
Yeah, exactly. He was a regular fixture with his team. Little kick.
And Sean Miller sending Charles Bronson in. Adrian Graves for UCLA, the first into the Final Four. Now Ben Howland's going to send 4 or 5 subs in. So starting 5 heads to the bench.
Now look at the smiles. I got to get one out of Ben over there. So let him know it's over. Goodness. Benjamin.
Graves has it. Jackson. And Dragovic comes down with it for UCLA. The starters scored all 73 points in this game. That one's kicked. B.J. Raymond has it for Xavier. Jumper way outside. Derek Brown tracks it down to feed to Jackson.
Nice cut. Nice play.
51 seconds to go. UCLA in the Final Four. They can book passage to San Antonio. Coming up next, of course, it's Louisville, North Carolina. Second spot to be determined. Here's Stanback. Yes.
How about that? He's in the book. History etched.
.30 seconds to go. Bruins to San Antonio. Well, they struggled the other night. They struggled against A&M. They struggled against Stanford. Boy, there was no struggle today.
I think the struggle is over. They have found their game.
They never trailed in this ballgame. And the UCLA Bruins win it 76-57. Final score 76-57 for Bill Raftery, Vern Lundquist saying so long from Phoenix. We'll send you to Greg Gumbel in New York after these messages. This a presentation of CBS Sports.
And they're going to have to push to be as impressive as UCLA was today. 76-57, the final score. The Bruins, 14 straight wins now in their 3rd straight Final Four. First time since 67-76. As we mentioned, UCLA, the first team ticketed for next Saturday's Final Four in San Antonio. Time for our State Farm NABC All-America team. How about Kevin Love of the Bruins?
Had his 23rd double-double today, Greg. 19 points, 10 rebounds. He's been terrific all season long and has raised the level of his play during the tournament.
Very impressive performance. UCLA Bruins, a winner on their way to San Antonio. Let's take you back out to Phoenix, where Vern Lundquist and Bill Raftery are standing by. Vern.
All right, Greg, thank you. Ben Howland, your team struggled a little bit end of the season in the tournament. Boy, there was no struggle today.
No, we played very well. We played good defense. I think that's 14 wins in a row, though, Vern. So struggling is, I guess, a matter of perspective. As long as these guys get the W, that's all that matters. And they've done a terrific job the entire year. And we're excited and honored to representing the West as we go to San Antonio.
Well, it's a remarkable achievement, 3 in a row. Let's go over to Bill, who's with a couple of your stars.
Kevin, what was the mindset at halftime? Because you had such a great. What did you guys talk about?
We just wanted to come out and play our style of defense. You know, we had them down 9 in the first half, and we really came to play today. Our last 3 games in the tournament weren't that great. Hey, but we got a W. We got a significant win, and now we're on to the Final Four for the 3rd straight year. My first year, I'm feeling great right now.
Well, of course, you got your point guard back. There's no way you were going to have an inferior game the second time around. You had a mindset, you told us yesterday.
Definitely. I was going to come out and prove a point. You know, that's not nearly how I play. I don't play that type of game. You know, I come out here and I play aggressive with my teammates. I felt like my teammates down the first game we came here, but second game, good players don't have 2 games in a row. So I came out here and I want to prove a statement.
Congratulations.
All right, congratulations to the Bruins of UCLA into the Final Four, going to San Antonio, led there by Kevin Love. We'll go back to Greg in the studio. right after these messages.